Hello, one, hello, all. I forgot to do this yesterday night. I wanted to do it before the Patreon stream, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Richard, somebody who I'll get to in a second, was supposed to take part, and I meant to bundle this together with that, but it turns out he wasn't in the stream or wasn't able to show up. So I kind of forgot the whole plan. But one of my patrons, Richard, sent me a note. He asked me, I feel terrible. He asked me for an address to send Blu-rays to, and I kind of, a person's a new patron, Richard, as you'll find out in time. I'm a little protective of certain stuff. There's no offense whatsoever. It just happens. But I appreciate it, and he came back and said, well, what about a gift card? And I was like, well, if you're going to send it to an email address, then sure. And sure enough, came in pretty clutch and sent a message attached to the email for the Kino Lorber gift card. And I'll read that here. It's, hey, oh, fuck, these glasses aren't the right ones. I don't like doing this shit live. All right. Hey, CP, hope this isn't overstepping bounds, but I heard you bring up the Kino Lorber sale. You spelled Lorber. Lorber. Richard, thank you. Kino Lorber sale. And I wanted to pitch in parentheses, especially if it means more content on the channel. It does. Thank you very much. If only just this video. It's only $50, so take it the fuck easy. And take it the fuck easy is in caps. And then he puts LOL, just kidding. But I do have one request. Maybe picking something up that you haven't seen yet for the 24-hour movie marathon, or maybe just one of the trashy romantic thrillers from the 80s or 90s they have on sale. Emily might even be able to do one for Stalker Month on some of those. Emily might be. Oh, okay. Either way, I hope this eases your choices. And again, I hope this leads to some new content. All right, I got it. You said it twice. Even if only for the marathon. He puts that in parentheses. Enjoy and keep up the great work, Richard. Richard, thank you so much. Again, so like you said in the post there, it was a $50 Kino Lorber card. They had a big sale. I think it just ended a couple of days ago. Never take it easy. That's right. Well, actually, always take it the fuck easy. What's up, Daniel? What's up, Felix? So he did. He sent me a $50 gift card, which kind of stretched pretty far because they had some stuff in there that was on sale for like $6. There were some really, really decent sales. And Kino Lorber, they're a third party that pumps out stuff that, some of the content they have or some of the Blu-rays they end up releasing are, at best B+. They do have some gems. The further back you go, the closer to the 50s, 60s, 70s, the more better content they have. But stuff from the 80s and 90s that I noticed, it's just stuff that, probably the companies that I realized I got one or two Fox titles from the 80s. They just didn't want to put time in releasing it. But I got a couple titles here. It was a $50 gift card, which was neat because $50 was the free shipping threshold. I ended up spending $11 on top of that. But we'll start from the bottom of the stack here. This is, let me make sure I get it right here. Youngblood with Rob Lowe, Cynthia Gibb, and Patrick Swayze. And Keanu Reeves is in this as a goalie. I've seen parts of this like forever ago, and it's a hockey movie. It was pretty fucking cheap, and yeah, Patrick Swayze, Cynthia Gibb, Rob Lowe. Did I say that already? I did. I just remember a line that Keanu Reeves has. That man is fucking an animal. Keanu Reeves playing a French goalie. Can't go wrong there. So this is a biggie. This actually will be a part of the 24-hour movie marathon this year. Again, thank you, Richard. The Alfred Hitchcock's Lifeboat, which I got to fill up that Hitchcock there's a ton. I have a Hitchcock box set, and it's nowhere near all of the Alfred Hitchcock movies. This is not in that set. I've heard things about it. I think it's a World War II movie. I have very little knowledge about it, but again, for a certain price, I'll jump. And again, going into the 24-hour movie marathon, which we're doing this week. What's up, Madness? Why? See, Hitchcock, for some reason, Hitchcock in chats gets held up. What's up, Believe in the Hype? Yes, it is a busy weekend. This was actually supposed to be part of the Patreon stream yesterday, but Richard couldn't make it. And doing this anyway. This would have been an update video, but fuck it. This is the Night Stalker, which has a slipcover. If I cared, who knows? I would make a big stink of it. This is another one, 1972. I have very little knowledge of it. An investigative journalist takes a stab at the supernatural. So apparently it's the first in a series. And I'm assuming this is horror-ish. Either way, both Emily and I, this might get on the pile for the marathon. It may not, but this may lead to something. Let me know down below. Especially Richard, if you want us to do like a commentary or something on this, it would be a first experience for both of us. I get the feeling that a lot of you guys, especially those of you who are patrons of both of us, would just like Emily to be on my channel, which is fine. She has her own channel, her own Patreon, but we seem to pump out more content as a collective. But that is neither here nor there. This Malice, which I'm hoping counts as one of those. What was the terminology used? Smutty? Trashy? I can't open the note. Trashy romantic thrillers from the 80s or 90s. This, I saw this when it came out. I remember renting this on VHS at Blockbuster. Alec Baldwin, Nicole Kidman, and Bill Pullman. And it's written by, why did I forget your name? I'm going to hate myself when I get the name up. Aaron Sorkin. I fucking hate myself. Yeah, but Sorkin, it doesn't have that Sorkin snappiness that an Aaron Sorkin film, I don't know, post 2000, but it certainly is a strong film. I already watched it. As you can see, it's open. I don't know if there's no real stalker part to it. It's trashy. It's a thriller. I don't know if that counts, but I don't think that would be able to count for Emily's Stalker Month. I mean, excuse me, Falling Down didn't work. So, hey, Roger, what's going on? Magavin is great in that. Oh, shit. I don't know which one we're talking about. Night Stalker, Lifeboat. How far back we going? It's the word hitch that gets flagged. Yeah, well, Felix, that probably makes sense. We got two more. This is The Manhattan Project with John Lithgow. Neat movie. I saw it forever ago and recently rewatched it this weekend. It was one of the cheaper ones. But John Lithgow, I remember it being like a nuclear war movie. I see, for some reason, I mistook War Games with this movie, and people will tell you that the tension is similar in the third act for this and War Games. I would tend to disagree. Still a decent movie all the same. Had a decent time, and like me watching it, I literally forgot 90% of this movie, and it was fine. Nice little Saturday afternoon destroyed. Stalker, Night Stalker. Yeah, there's a couple of these, aren't there, Roger? Well, it says it's the first in a series. Night Stalker series. Yeah. Roger, hope everything's okay. Good to see you again. This shout out to Dennis, because I didn't know that Kino Lorber had this, and it wasn't listed on their page. I had to go find it. Celtic Pride, another a comedy from the 90s. It's not going to win any sort of awards, but like that's what I would call Kino Lorber. It's a bunch of movies that you're not gonna rant and rave about. at least as far as the 80s up is concerned. But this is something I had a really good time with as a teenager watching it. We had my uncle had special cable, and this was out on pay-per-view around that time, and I would watch it like 2-3 times a week. But yeah, neat to see it for I want to say $9. So thank you, Dennis, for alerting me of that. So I picked it up. And last but not least, this may be watched for the marathon as well. For a few dollars more, which I'm alerted by Jace is the second one in the series. And The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, I think, is the third one. You could go ahead and take my movie card away because I don't remember what the name of the first one is. So yeah, I got myself ready with one of them. I know Jace told me to watch the first one and the second one. I don't remember what the terminology was, which order, but I know I'm not. I need another one on top of this. But again, taking advantage of the sale. Thank you so much, Richard. That's the lot of them. So it's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 Kino Lorber titles for not discounting the 50 that you sent me, Richard, but I spent $11 on it, a total of $61. Greatly appreciated that $50 helps with the free shipping. That was a big deal too. But yeah, that's what I did with that sale. Massive thank you once again to Richard, Patreon, who couldn't make it in our stream last night, and that's kind of unfortunate. Stalker. Oh, okay. Hey, CB. Hey, Beth. How are you? Roger says 2 movies, Stalker and Night Strangler, then a 14-episode series, which was canceled too soon. I see. That's unfortunate. But this is the first one, so I don't think we have anything to worry about there. Celtic Pride is one of my childhood favorites. Yeah, it's like I said, I've already rewatched it. It's not something that I'm not reaching for specifically, but I do have a good time with it. It's not like a go-to comedy, but rainy Sunday afternoon, I don't mind throwing it on. I already have. Oh man, gotta love A Few Dollars More. Yep, it's the second one, and Ugly's the third. Which one's the first one? A Few Dollars More. Wait, that's the one I have. Yeah, I don't know what the first one is. Fistful of Dollars. Thank you. See, I could have just read one comment below. Have you seen Every Which Way But Loose and Every Which Way You Can? I have not. I'm assuming that's a big deal. Dude, when it comes to certain genres, I just am ill-informed. And I'm assuming, no, Every Which Way Is Loose. Those aren't Westerns, are they? Apologies. Love Kino. What's up, Brian? Raiders AK. The first one is called Behind the Green Door. What? Wait, I'm getting conflicting information. Behind the Green Door. Are you talking about A Few Dollars More or something else, Felix? Both highly underrated Clint Eastwood comedies. Every Which Way is it those two you're talking about? Every Which Way But Loose. I have these cheater glasses on, and it's still hard for me to read. Every Which Way But Loose and Every Which Way You Can. All right, so those are comedies. I am not familiar with either of those two. Nice. It's a joke. Behind the Green Door is a porn movie. Oh, yeah. I don't read the titles of porn. I just I just go in for the actors. Talking both of those, they're great. Is that the one with the monkey? No. Shit. Another one that Dennis. When I was with him, he kept. This is my fault. He kept meaning to show it to me, and I was never got around to watching it. Shit. He told me what the fuck. Right, Clyde. Right hand, Clyde. Right, Clyde. What's the name of that movie? I don't think it's either of those. I certainly could be wrong. I know the monkey's name was Clyde, and Dennis would call me Clyde every now and again. No, it's Pat or Kazam CP. Camp Nowhere is a Kino release, childhood classic of mine. No, it's Pat was part of that sale. Like I said, so when it came, like most of these were like front page shit, and like I'm really grateful for this. Like Hitchcock stuff, if I don't own it, I'm just trying to scoop it up if I can. Um, but this, like, I had to search for. Like, it was only because Dennis told me that Kino Lorber did that. And I was like, oh shit! Before I finish, let me double check. And I had to go find it. It wasn't like they had like, I want to say like 15 pages of sales, which again is over now. I apologize, but Arrow has a sale on now with a shitload of titles. If you want to go capitalize on discounts. But I want to say that the Kino Lorber sale ended like last week, but they had a lot of titles. So there was a couple that I had in the basket that I was kind of contemplating. There was the Meryl Streep movie with Cher, Silkwood from the 80s. I think they both, I think something won an Oscar. I mean, Meryl Streep probably did. I think Cher was nominated. I don't remember if the movie was nominated. I just remember like if certain movies like stick out for a certain reason, and I really had it right until the last minute, but decided to. I don't remember what my last switch was, and decided against it. Silkwood I've seen once. Again, anything in this pile, with the exception of Celtic Pride, I haven't. If I have seen it, I haven't seen them in forever. Which Malice, that was fun. I've seen it before, but I haven't seen it in years. And same thing with the Manhattan Project. It's something I haven't seen since maybe it first came out on HBO, which is 30 years ago. But most of this stuff, Richard, to your delight, I hope. 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 7 I have not seen yet. And again, at least 2 of these, Lifeboat definitely will be part of the 24-hour marathon. Again, let me know. I'll do a commentary, or we'll do a commentary. I know how much my wife is important to my patrons. But yeah, Shreddy says Bluetuber much. Hey, listen, I'm not a Bluetuber. I just cover Blu-rays. Yes, those 2 are the ones with the orangutan. Oh, okay. Okay, they both are monkey movies. Have you got Dial M for Murder? Excellent Hitchcock movie. Is that in the box set? Some of those in the middle there. I don't remember. I know everything before Psycho, the 50s. Dial M for Murder is from the 50s, right? Because I think that's in the Universal set that I have. If I don't, then if it's not in that box set, I don't have M for Murder. I have Strangers on a Train, The Lodger, which was a Criterion release, and now Lifeboat. Other than that, like, there's stuff that I realize there's a handful of movies I still need to scoop up in regards to Hitchcock. So if it's not in that set, I don't have it. I'm not sure if it was in the recent sale. It takes a while to sift through the entire sale. Every few months they have one, so I always wait and make a list of what I need from them. Shit, I didn't realize that. All right, so but like I said, it wasn't on the main page, but neither was Celtic Pride, and that was dropped down, I think, to either $8 or $9 from $19.99. And I don't know what the original price was, or maybe they were just doing one of these. Here's a red dash, the price, just to make you think it's cheap. Yeah, so I didn't look for it. It might have been on sale, but yeah, again, I chose to do this a little too late. We could have checked, but I can't. Silkwood is pretty solid. I got that one. Is the picture quality any good? I'm trying to. Malice was actually pretty decent. I think the audio was mono, which was kind of surprising for a 90s movie, but you really can't get too picky with some of this stuff. Like, yeah, just happy to see stuff like that. Because when I watched Silkwood, it was on DVD and really not good looking, especially for a DVD. Last Action Hero with Arnold Schwarzenegger is a movie I haven't seen since I was 6. Last Action Hero. I don't think that I think they have Blu-rays of that. I don't think it's Kino Lorber. Need to rewatch it again soon. Oh, you just telling me about Last Action Hero? Nope, not on the box set. Don't think so anyway. I'm not a closeted Bluetuber. It depends. It depends on who asks. It depends on what member of the community wants to know, and I'll get back to you on whether or not I respond a certain way. Don't think so anyway. Dial is great in 3D. Oh, that's right. No, yeah, it's not in the box set because it was released on its own as a 3D Blu-ray. So that is right. So I don't have it, nor have I seen it. So there's that. I always get Dial M for Murder and M mixed up, which I've seen neither, so it doesn't really matter one way or another. Yes, Trini. All right, so everybody's agreeing with you that Dial M is a good 3D. $8 is $7.99 too much for Celtic Pride. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a fucking hokey movie that reminds me of my teenage years, and I don't know. Closet Bluetuber, never heard of that before. Well, when you dip your pen in certain ink, you're not very proud of aspects of the Bluetube community. Oh, you got to watch Dial M. It's awesome. Yeah, I know. Like I said with Hitchcock, I just kind of want to sit myself down and force myself. Like I said, Lifeboat, during the marathon, because it's 24 hours that I have to watch movies. Anyway, I have to watch movies. I'd like to educate myself in the process of doing this Chataway marathon, and if I could soak up as much Hitchcock as I can, if I could soak up any type of cock, not even just Hitchcock, I'll jump at that opportunity. Silkwood quality is pretty good. I thought has a lot of natural film grain. Yeah, that's good. See, M Celtic Pride is written by Judd Apatow. Is it real? I thought Colin Quinn wrote Celtic Pride. So that's interesting. Maybe they both wrote it. Maybe somebody did Punch Up. Wait, I mean the Peter Lorre classic. I think that's the same one. The Fritz Lang movie? Wait. Gotta jump on that cock while you can get it. Listen, if it's all I can get, I'll jump on it. No pun intended. Richard, I'm sorry. So here it is. I hope this is sufficient, Richard. I realize this is sort of lazy for me to do it this way. I didn't turn the lights on. Emily's in the middle of doing a video editing, stuff like that. So she's got the lights and mics. So I could have waited a little bit longer. I actually wanted to do this during the stream last night, and apologies for not doing it then. But let me just read the note one last time in case you are here or late. CP, hope this isn't overstepping bounds, but I heard you bring up Kino Lorber. I'm not going to let that go, by the way. Lobber is the way you spelt it. The Kino Lorber sale I wanted to pitch in, especially if it means more content on the channel. Only $50, so take it the fuck easy. LOL, just kidding. Do you have one request? Maybe it's picking something up that you haven't seen yet for the 24-hour marathon, or something trashy romantic fillers from the 80s or 90s they have on sale. Emily might be able to do the Stalker month on some of the but either way, I hope this helps your choices. And again, I hope this leads to some new content, even if only for the marathon. I enjoy to keep up the great work. Yeah, so you brought up content twice. So at the absolute bare minimum, this will be on the marathon. And again, here's the spines. If you see something that if it's still wrapped, you want to first experience, I'll absolutely do it. I know that Emily and I doing stuff together is kind of important. If there's something that you want to see us do commentary for as a first watch, just let me know. Otherwise, Roger, so good to see you again. I hope everything's good. I don't know if you're checking your Facebook frequently, but let me know if you're still in the same place. Have you gotten moved or what? Because I can get a bus to go see you. That writer/director has developed a certain style, where I would say he just needs to make his movies 20, half an hour shorter. It's a good time. He's got a bit of a MO by now. I enjoyed it. I did. His pacing's a little methodical, is the best way I can put it. But yes, I have seen it. It's in my top 5. So I don't know if it'll be there by year's end, but yeah. How about commentary for The Hangover? No, wait, I'm living it now. John, you weren't the one that sent these. I said Richard. Yeah, well, John, if you want to see us do something, by all means, scream. We'll try to get it done. Or I'll try to get it done. Don't people just want to watch me comment on shit anymore? His pacing is still better than the director of Mandy. Whew. Yeah, but you know what? I would rather watch, like, if I could just have a movie on in the background where I don't need to pay attention. Mandy's a movie, especially for the second half. Once Mandy gets moving, actually the whole movie's gorgeous, but once Mandy gets moving, it's a tad better. It's prettier than anything that what the fuck is his name? Dragged Across Concrete, Bone Tomahawk, and Cell Block 99, I think was his other movie. I agree with the pacing of the film. Definitely slow and takes time to build up plot and characters. Yeah, like there's stuff where he could just cut some of that stuff. There's a lot of exposition where it's just like, dude, you don't need to tell us all this. You can just kind of get it done and show us. But yeah, it's not a genuine complaint. I like movies that are a little bit quicker. I'm not like complaining. It's just it didn't strike me the same way because I tend to get a little bored, for a lack of a better term. Am I watching Game of Thrones tonight? No, I'm not. I'm not caught up yet on season 7, let alone season 8. So I'm just going to sit and wait, kind of like you did, Madness, about stocking your Blu-rays because of the spine. That was quite funny. I'm just going to wait. Maybe they'll just do a big box set, even though I have like 5 of the seasons on Blu-ray. Maybe they'll just do a box set and I can kind of keep my ears closed for the next 6 weeks or so and hopefully avoid everything and just watch it at my own pace, just power through it. CP, your uncle has trapped the devil for you if you're interested. I think I've heard of that. I think my uncle has shown me that. I'm familiar with the film, Roger. Thank you. Is Glass worth picking up on Blu-ray? Haven't seen it yet, but own Unbreakable and Split like both. Well, yeah, if you own Unbreakable and Split, you might as well just to wrap the story up. We have the Glass 4K, which is pretty. I don't know what if you're asking about the quality of the film or the Blu-ray quality, which I wouldn't be able to speak to. But yeah, no, it's if you have Unbreakable and Split, I can't see why not. It's not an abortion of a movie. It's the end of that story. So why not? Why not? Will do, buddy. That's good, Roger. Thank you. I Trap the Devil is actually pretty damn good. All right. Like I said, I've heard about it. I've watched JFK for the first time this week. Huh. And that's interesting. Oh, that's right. You're a youngin'. This movie's older than you, JFK. Great movie. Great editing in JFK. I'll be getting the 4K. Thanks. Yeah. Seriously, like if you're asking me, should you get it? Yeah, especially if you have the other two, of course. Cecil talked about I Trapped the Devil last night. That's right. I didn't much care for it, but I was tired. Might need to revisit. Yeah. Plus, your asshole is probably bleeding too, right? If you watched it last night, shit. I have a question. As somebody who's transitioning to more Blu-rays, do you keep your DVDs or do you just purge them? Just curious, some thoughts. I really don't care. Like sometimes it'll be a Blu-ray with the Blu-ray and a DVD. The DVD I literally forget about. If somebody wants a movie or wants to borrow one, I just give them the DVD and just here, it's a fucking coaster for me otherwise. Dennis does a really neat thing where he'll buy the 4K or a Steelbook and take the highest copy, which is either 4K or Blu-ray. He'll put the 4K in the Steelbook and then sell the Blu-ray, which, you know, you're not going to get full price because it's not a complete package, but it's one form of purging that I have a lot of admiration for what he does. That's something I could do. I mean, some of the patrons have benefited from my purging before. Yeah, I tend not to keep, like, I don't like breaking up the packages. If it's a Blu-ray and a DVD, I tend to not split them up. But again, if you can make $1 off selling the Blu-ray, why not? Because I literally have no use for the DVDs, just none whatsoever. Even as coasters, you can't get the water in the middle. It's just just a waste. Just they have no purpose whatsoever. Hey, Blaze Sawyer, how are you? Long movie, but really liked it. Oliver Stone is great. I'm getting 4K Glass soon. The 4K of Glass. Long movie, yeah. And some of it's been disproved since the movie's come out. But again, the editing is just fucking great in that movie. Back into the left, back into the left, back into the left. You need to keep the Blu-ray if you want any features whatsoever. Yes, that's true. And also, from Blu-ray to 4K, Blu-rays usually have the bulk of the special features, where 4K usually, not always, but usually it's just the movie bare bones without any special features. It all depends. It all depends. Good night, John Kyle Stanton. Thank you for joining us last night, John. That was a wild time. I hope everything's fine. I hope you were in the outhouse last night. I had a good time last night. That's awesome. What's a Kino Lorber? Kino Lorber is a company. I don't know if can I get that. Kino Lorber Studio Classics. So they're not unlike Criterion, not unlike Shout Factory. It's a third party that obtains reproduction rights to movies, and they sell them. They get a hold of. I keep kind of shitting on these movies, but it's not true. They get a hold of all these movies that, you know, companies just don't want to put time into releasing, and they do it. They do a decent enough job. I mean, they put special features on it. So for Lifeboat, which is, you know, Hitchcock died before I was born, so there's an audio commentary by film historian Tim Lucas. Hitchcock, Truffaut, which that's a HBO movie. That's pretty neat. That's on there. Oh, it's just audio. Excuse me. Audio commentary by the film professor Drew Cooper, and The Making of Lifeboat. Again, this is a movie that's old, like grandpa old, and to have special features like that, that's neat. You normally don't see stuff like on a Blu-ray that's cheap. That's that cheap. You don't see stuff like that. Like, that's why Criterion. That's why people dive after that half off sale at Barnes & Noble every, I want to say half year, but it's not every half year. It comes July and then November, which is only 4 months later, which is kind of bullshit. But yeah, it's a third party that restore. I don't know if they restore, but they put out movies that perhaps are of B grade, not heavy hitters. Although I've heard lots of things about Lifeboat. I'll get back to you on the quality of that. But yeah, stuff that isn't platinum grade as far as movies are concerned. They're pumping them out. Just pick up The Bicycle Thieves on Criterion, 1940s movie, but worth the pickup. Okay, yeah. Criterion is something where I tend to, on the sale, I'll educate myself on something like the Lodger we did last year for the marathon. You tend to be easier to jump after something when it's half price. Lionsgate are good at putting extras on a 4K disc. Yeah, I don't know if I have many Lionsgate movies on 4K, but I haven't gotten around to much of these special features on much of the 4K. Maybe I just don't have Lionsgate. Worst thing about, I'm running out of room. I never got rid of my VHS. See, that's the issue, Beth. A VHS feasibly could be the width of three Blu-rays. Blu-rays are even thinner than the DVD spine. So listen, when you collect that old school shit, some of it's neat. I'll give you that. But VHS, I'm sorry. Those things warp. You're not going to give me this vinyl argument on VHS versus either DVD or Blu-ray. VHS, it gets warped. It's you know, you can't fast forward ahead. It's just, if you want to fast forward to something, you got to sit through it. I understand the attachment to VHS, but I do not buy into an argument that there's a reason to have it, especially with other stuff out there. I apologize if I offended you. Worst thing about Kino is the spine text to me. I don't care if there's no disc art, but a little tough to tell what's on the shelf. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, at least they're consistent about the, like, it's all the same font. But yeah, you're right. Like, especially me with my glasses right now, I couldn't tell you what's what here. People tend to keep stuff from the same company together. Like, I've seen people. Actually, I keep my Criterions together. Some here and some in Denmark. But I get your gripe. I kind of wish it was a white background with red letters. If they were just going to stick with one font, I do agree with you. Especially as I get older and blinder, it's really hard to read those things. That's some good cock you have there, CP. Never seen Lifeboat or heard of it. Yeah, I've heard of it. There's like I said, there's Hitchcock stuff there's some good Hitchcock there that I still need to scoop up. He's just like, there's stuff by him you just need to watch. It's medicine. Guy's an incredible filmmaker. Not that big a fan of silent film, but The Lodger, you know, and baby Hitchcock. I have Lodger as well. Great movie, I thought. Yeah. I'm not a big silent movie guy, but that was all right. A way to watch Game of Thrones. Have a good night. Oh, I'm competing with Game of Thrones. All right, I might wrap this up. You're gonna have to work harder to offend me, CP. I agree with your thoughts. It's a nostalgic thing, I guess. No, and I get it. I do. I'm nostalgic about weird shit. And can't explain. I just can't. I can't defend myself. Like Celtic Pride. I can't explain. You want to tell me it's shit? I can't argue that. Yeah, it's not great, but I enjoy it. VHS is cool if you can't find the DVD or Blu-ray. Yeah, like there's still a ton of stuff that does not have shit. If there's stuff out there that doesn't even have a DVD, that's some rare shit. But yeah, if there is no other choice, then obviously you want to own the stuff that you enjoy. And even, you know, some people don't understand physical media. People don't understand why own a movie. You could just stream it or watch it on whatever the fuck, or, you know a guy who knows a guy, and then just download it. You know, all of our, I'll call them fetishes, all our collecting habits are strange to everybody else. What makes us go is, you know, all different. And that's what makes us great. We're all different. We all have different tastes. Celtic Pride is definitely a guilty pleasure now. When I was a kid, I loved it. Yeah. Like I said, I recently rewatched it, and it's a movie. Nothing incredible. Not even probably the best comedy of that year. Not even the top 5 best comedy of that year. But yeah, it's a guilty. Not a guilty pleasure. It's I don't know. What was the word? I forgot what the word. Why nostalgia? Why did that word slip out of my head? Yeah, it's a nostalgia thing. It reminds me of a simpler time, I guess. I don't know. I still have yet to buy any movie on digital. I refuse. I had a pretty extensive, all my Blu-rays, I had a digital copy, and lost some of them because the company that was housing the digital copies doesn't exist anymore. So my digital copies disappeared. And now, I'm sorry, I'm not doing anything digital, because why get my hopes up? If you're just going to get rid of it, what the fuck? What's the point? And that's where physical media wins. If you have it in your possession, unless somebody steals it, you're not going to lose it. Can't do digital. I give away my codes that come in the mail and new stuff. Yeah, I likewise. I give it away. Got to go. Oh, Game of Thrones. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. My last Kino Lorber purchases were Highway to Hell. Christy Swanson. Deranged Confessions of a Necrophile. I'm not familiar with that. I slightly familiar with Highway to Hell. Highway to Hell. I refuse to watch Game of Thrones. It's just not good to me. There's just not enough nudity for your taste, Felix. So that's what I think it is. Yeah, so I think I've said I'll wrap up 4 or 5 times now, but I don't want to compete with the big Sunday special. I do want to thank you guys once again for chatting with me while I just tell you things that I got in the mail. And once again, Richard, thank you so much. You'll get content. I realize that's important. You'll get some content. I appreciate it. We'll cover at least one of the things, if not 2. Like I said, if and when you see this, or in Patreon, just let me know if one of those you want to see us do a commentary on, or whatever. Yeah. So Deranged Stars, Robert Bosson, basically Ed Gein's story, How It Hell's also Chad Lowe, among others. Never got into that show. Yeah. Going to watch my Endgame spoiler now. Enjoy that. You could see me spoil on 3 different channels over the last 2 days. I'll miss you until tomorrow, CP. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, guys. At Felix. So that's it, guys. Have a day.